Hey guys, so it is time for a sketchbook update video, and this is a special sketchbook. This is my Inktober sketchbook, so these are all pen and ink drawings that I did for Inktober. I use markers. I think a few of them have a little bit of pencil. I do some highlights with a Prismacolor white colored pencil and some with this white jelly roller pen. Jelly Roll name brand, the company that makes them. And then the markers, this Pigma brush, you can see they have like little tips like this. It's a lot of the markers I used. And then some of them have Copic markers, so I'm sure you guys have seen these. So for the fine lines that you see like in this drawing, it's the ink. All those little black lines and stuff, I used this pen, Stedler, and it's a really sharp tip. One of the things I like to do when I'm doing pen and ink is I like a lot of line variation. So you can kind of see in this drawing, like the thick outline and the contrast between those really fine lines as well. So kind of a mixture, but this is a Doctor Strange sketch, kind of a quick drawing. Changed his outfit, whatever. This is kind of, I mean, it's similar to the movie and stuff, but I just kept it real simple, pen and ink, just two colors, red and blue, and then the white highlights. So kind of dynamic. You can see he's kind of like all the demons or whatever around him, which I did pretty quickly. None of them are really unique or interesting, but they're all kind of blowing apart and stuff. So this is kind of a wizard, really similar style to the last one. This one I used graphite though, a little bit of graphite to do some value like shadows and stuff. I would have used gray marker, like a light gray, but I didn't have any with me when I did this. So, and this is just pink, and then you can see the real thick outlines mixed with the real fine pen and ink lines on the inside. But this is kind of a cool, interesting, he's like making a kind of like a ball of power or something like that. So this is a all marker sketch, and this one, her eyes were wonky. This was a really quick one I did for my daughter Elena. Not my greatest work, but no pencils were used. I just did it first pass, no erasing or anything like that. This is like a stylized, exaggerated, like kind of Trojan warrior guy. You can see I used brown marker for some of the shadows, and then again I used some pencil in there with it, which, like I said, I would have used gray marker, but I just didn't have any. He's kind of got this looking over his shoulder, mean mug going on. I just used red marker, brown, very monochromatic, but it's doing the outlines again. I just do the outlines, I don't know why, I just feel like it adds a little something to the drawing. I like the contrast in the line width, so that's why those are in there. This was a very quick vampire girl. I don't think I did any pencil or anything on this one. Maybe I did, I don't remember. But just red for the eyes and lips. Everything else is just pen and ink marker. So not super great, but you know, they're not all winners. And this was kind of a sketch page, dynamic pose. This girl's kind of jumping away. And then I just did a couple of face concepts and just pen and ink. So kind of see she's got a weird mask. I used blue to outline this one. And then on this page, this is a weird robot guy. This was just first pass. I didn't pencil this out or anything first. But he's kind of got some scorpion like tail stuff sticking out there in the back. His face is very like weird. I didn't draw it. I mean, I did some weird kind of angles you can see, which kind of makes it a little bit interesting. It's different than what I normally do. I don't know why I did that day. Normally I would draw everything vertical and symmetrical and stuff, or not necessarily symmetrical, but this was just very off the cuff, just flowy kind of drawing. So, but there's a lot of different line styles and stuff in there that make it fun, and then the highlights really make it pop, look shiny. So, and that's a full sketchbook. That's one of my, these are all done on tone tan, but this is a 9x12 sketchbook, which I've been doing for pretty much the last 3 years, this 9x12, but I recently tried their 11x14. This is a little bit bigger, and there's definitely been times where I was like, I wish the page was just a little bit bigger for to get the detail I want, because things have to get a little bigger for you to get that detail. So I'm gonna try this 11x14 tone tan paper pads, and these open from the top instead of the sides. So here is the first. This one is orange, really similar style, but this one's a little bit cleaner. These next few I took a little bit more time on. This is kind of a mutant, like a big mutant guy, but I like the simplicity of just the orange and then the color of the paper mixed with highlights. I think there's a little bit of red in his eyes. I've done a few places, but I feel like he's kind of got a bird head up there. This was kind of interesting. The pose is pretty, I mean, it's all right. He's slouched at least, but it was pretty a straightforward pose. I didn't reference anything. I didn't reference anything for any of these. These are all just from my head. So kind of a weird mutant cyborg robot guy. This is a Batgirl. She's got some demons crawling around her. Again, these are all from my head, so just drawing figures from my head. And I feel like I've kind of gotten to a point where I can do my poses a little bit more natural even when they're from my head. So this one's kind of interesting. I like the hair. It's kind of like spiderweb hair. And then the way I did her eyes with just the white centers, it's kind of creepy. And she's got blood kind of running down her finger. So a weird vampire girl. So I really like this concept, not the execution so much. This is purple and red, and this is a Wolverine Sith Lord, so you can see he's got lightsaber claws instead of his traditional claws. The pose is, I don't like the pose at all on this one, especially the legs. I did this one, I spent more time on it than I should have because I like the concept, but I really want to redo this one and probably pencil maybe next month, because I feel like the concept would be really fun, really cool. Like Wolverine as a Sith Lord, I mean, you can't get much more badass than that. So, but other than that, turned out all right. I like the mask, kind of a mixture between a Stormtrooper and Wolverine. So, there's that one. A lot of people like this one. This one shows a lot of emotion. This is like a Frankenstein. A lot of these are Halloween themed just because of the month. So, but this is, I think it was Frankenstein in Love. You can see he's got a little flower there. I outlined this one in green, so green and red. He's got like a mechanical jaw, but he's got a lot of emotion in his face, which I think is why people responded to this one so well. So yeah, kind of fun. And again, I use graphite to shade. I wish I had a gray marker. Would have turned out better, but still not bad. Another vampire girl. This one's done red though. And she's got a cute little bat kitty right there flying next to her. Outlined it in red, and then another outline in white with kind of like ghostly flames kind of coming off her. And then her face is kind of creepy, like a skeleton face, and her lips are kind of pulling apart, it looks like maybe. But not too bad. Kind of a cool, interesting illustration. This is kind of like so this one's like an elf queen, I guess. That's what I was thinking. I like the pose on this one a lot. And again, to reiterate, these are all from my head. All the poses are, which I feel like I've definitely made up some ground. I can do any pose now, I feel like, and get pretty close to how, like, doing a natural pose. So she's kind of sitting on this weird tree of like this throne. It's got like signs, symbols and stuff all on it and stuff etched into it and stuff. But yeah, the green and the orange and the pink look pretty nifty together too. I like that color scheme. So is that one. This is Old Man Logan. I hope this movie is awesome. I'm so glad they're making an R-rated Logan movie. I've always thought Hugh Jackman's a little pretty to play Wolverine. I've always thought of Wolverine as this, like, you know, war-scarred Vietnam veteran. I think I've mentioned that before, but this one's all marker. So I got my Copics for this one, and so you can kind of see the difference, no pencil. And see his back leg, I just did like a gray for that back leg and no detail in it. That's kind of an effect I've mentioned in the past on my pencil drawings, where I just want like something to fall into the background and not compete with detail in the front of the drawing. So that's what I was going for there. So this is a weird, just one pass alien bug thing, green and orange with a color scheme. Just real quick, the arms are terrible on this, but this was a really actually quick drawing that I later was just doodling. Sometimes you just overwork stuff just because I was bored, and I was just fleshing this thing out with the green and the orange and stuff when it was not a very good drawing to begin with. I just had it sitting in front of me when I was bored, so that's why it's all colored in like that. Here is a kind of a mechanical shiny robot thing. There's no black ink like for the abs and stuff. Those are all just markers. I feel like that helps with the shininess of him. And then the blue with the orange marker, you can see when you get up close it's really rough, but when you pull it back it kind of comes together a little bit better. So but yeah, so that's it for my Inktober sketches. Hope you guys liked it. It was fun working in pen and ink, but you know, I look forward to getting back to my pencil drawings. You know, it's nice to mix things up. Always keeps me entertained and stuff. But yeah, I'll be doing. Like I said, I want to redo that Wolverine kind of Sith Lord idea, and I want to do that in graphite and really spend some time on it. But so anyway, hope you guys like the sketchbook update, and I will talk to you later.